Tentacruel. So Tentacruel, looking at its overall stat distribution, not bad. We have a really impressive special defense. Some good speed, some good special attack, and overall everything else is okay. You're not going to be really using the attack. The defenses are a bit low, but the hit points are pretty solid if you put a lot of investment into that. So that's pretty strong. Also, when we look at its typing, Poison Water, tons of resistances, not too many weaknesses, so it's a good tanky Pokemon overall. You're only weak against Ground, Electric, and Psychic, but you trade that for a ton of resistances. Fighting, Poison, Bug, Steel, Fire, Water, Ice, and Fairy. And the neutral hits aren't bad either, so overall Tentacruel does have a good background for becoming a very tanky Pokemon. Hopping into Pokemon Showdown, that's pretty much what you use it for. A hard special defensive tank that can really burn down your opponent and disrupt a lot of their momentum. You can lead with Tentacruel or you can use it in the mid game. A lot of people like to set up Toxic Spikes early. That's pretty much if you're leading with it. If not, you can still just carry it for a Toxic. That's how you want to play it. Also, you have Rapid Spin. You can get rid of the entry hazards, which is very nice to have. You know, it's a good thing for a second or third Pokemon to regain some sweeping ground. You also want to spam Scald. Even though you're not investing a lot into your special attack, it's still going to get stabbed, it's still going to have a decent amount of damage, and if it burns your opponent, if you're not already using Toxic on them, it's something very strong that if they're that offensive kind of Pokemon, you might want to hold out on the Toxic and you might just want to go for that little burn chip damage, depending on how you want to play it. Every situation is different, so sometimes it's okay to carry double of this. Also, again, you're going to be getting chip damage onto Toxic Stall anyway, so not bad. Top of that, you can have Confuse Ray or Protect. Protect is going to be better for giving you that guaranteed heal off your Black Sludge. Confuse Ray is just going to be a way of forcing switches and annoying your opponent. They hit themselves, they take Toxic or Burn damage, and then, you know, that's just really awesome for you. Looking at stats though, hit points into special defense with that Calm Nature, you're going to be a beastly special defensive tank that, you know, you can shrug off even a lot of super effective electric and psychic type hits and still do very well overall while setting up. So it makes it a very reliable Pokemon. Even with this high hit point investment, you can still take some good defensive hits as well, and even then you could also balance it out, you know, put a little more into defenses, that way you can try to see what else you can survive, try to get a little more tankiness in overall, but you can also just use it as that pure dedicated special defense tank that you can use really effectively. Like, it's good for that Rapid Spin. Also, other moves that it can have, Haze, Toxic Infestation, Acupressure. Acupressure is going to be more of a doubles kind of move, or just a really crazy gamble in singles. But I mean, you could help use it to support an ally Pokemon, and it is one of the fastest Acupressure in the game besides Dodrio, or, yeah. And if you look at it like that, you know, you can make it a bit more speedy, a bit more health bulk, and try to get fast Acupressures into your ally to see what can happen. Also, Toxic Infestation is just really strong, and instead of Rapid Spin or Confusion or Confuse Ray, you could have Haze, eliminate stat changes, just really try to use Tentacruel as a very tanky equalizing Pokemon. Clear hazards, clear stat boost, put some status onto your Pokemon or your opponent, and then be good to go. Also, I was thinking about an interesting Tentacruel set. This one's a bit tricky to get because you do need Giga Drain, which is only available from Dream World, so if you have a Dream World Tentacool, you can make this work, and that's going to be kind of tricky because then it has to have the right natures and EVs and stuff. But overall, Giga Drain Acid Spray could be a very cool combo to have with that barrier. Pretty much you use barrier to make your defenses a lot stronger, so that first barrier is going to double your defenses with that huge natural special defensive bulk. You're going to be able to get 1 or 2 barriers. You use Protect with the Black Sludge heal. You can't be Toxic since you are a poison Pokemon, which is really nice to have, and then you just go for the heavy sustain. Acid Spray always cuts your opponent's defense in half, or special defense in half, by lowering it by 2 stages. On the second use, it cuts it by a third, so... But the first hit, you know, you're essentially doubling the power of your Giga Drain, so instead of... You don't have Calm Mind, you don't have any way of boosting your special attack on Tentacruel. So with this, it's like you're boosting your special attack for that one opponent Pokemon. So you use Acid Spray, and then your Giga Drain is going to have a lot more damage to do. And then you can try to heal back up with the Black Sludge, with the Protect, with the huge special defense and defensive boost. So overall, there's a bit of diversity that you wouldn't really expect out of Tentacruel. This could really catch someone off guard on this moveset right here. Other than that, it's still just a good, reliable setup Pokemon. Use Toxic Spikes twice, which if they open special or you bring Tentacruel in on special Pokemon, you can do that really well, and then you can support it from there. We recently saw it work in a Fan Fridays with a bit of success because of Skarmbliss Tentacruel just walling out the opponent really well. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's how you use Tentacruel, and I hope you all have a nice day. Welcome back, Wolfpack. Relis here, and this is how to use Togekiss. This Pokemon just goes completely ham on the stats. Togekiss is just awesome, and when we look at the stat breakdown, it just gets better from there. That 50 on the attack, perfect. That we have a low attack that we're not going to use anyway, so we might as well keep that stat low so we can make all the other stats amazing. That 85, that's pretty much an above average hit points. It means you're going to be fairly hit point bulky, but then 95 defense, 115 special defense. Alright, this Pokemon's a tank, but it also has 120 special attack. So it's a tank that can hit hard, or a hard-hitting sweeper that can tank up moves. 80 on the speed, not bad at all because Togekiss does find some really good ways to work around it. You know, it's already a tanky Pokemon, can set up, and then it can really make use of it. In the 80 speed, it actually means it's going to be faster than most other tanks, or it might even have potential to outspeed some sweepers, and that's what makes Togekiss so beautiful. Looking at its typing, Fairy Flying typing. Very interesting typing. You have a lot of weaknesses, but since Togekiss is so bulky, it kind of doesn't care. It can eat up a super effective hit, and then just kind of do whatever it wants. Has 2 immunities, and good amount of resistances. Fighting and Bug, they do nothing to. So if you have a team that has a little bit of weakness to Fighting Bug, Togekiss can switch in